Welcome everyone. This is David Parra with Irma Payan. Irma, how are you this afternoon?
Everything is good. How's it going with you? Are you ready for the heat?
I think so. Even though, let's see, today on Saturday, I think it's gonna be at somewhere like 95,
Mm.
and then Sunday, which is a special day, and Saturday and Sundays are special days. I think Sunday is gonna be more 88 to 90, so we'll get a little breather.
Drink
You wanna
water,
know why
stay
Saturday?
hydrated.
I I know. You know why Saturday and Sunday are special days for us?
Cinco de Mayo.
That that
And
could that could that could also add to it, but our the third of our three children graduates on Saturday from ASU, so
oh,
that'll be a special time.
wonderful.
Yes, he finished 4 years of university school. He graduates in the evening at ASU, and then on Sunday we'll have tacos. Tacos. We call them in Spanish taqueros or taquiza, right? When you hire somebody that serves tacos, and there's going to be about 50 people, primarily tios from California. Some several tios from my on my wife's side. It'll be more and than on my side, but I still will have two siblings with us, and it'll be a fun event. So I'm looking forward to that.
Now, are they having a Hispanic convocation or have you heard of anything? Oh,
Yeah, they do, and it's interesting because the first of my two kids, which also graduated from ASU, they were I guess more into Mexican culture a little bit deeper than this third one is. So he preferred not to just go to one at the end of the day. But the first two they we did go to the Spanish one, the Latino. I think they call it Latino. And I told this son, which happens to be named after me, David. Uh, I said, David, you're gonna miss out. Those kids, they se ponen buenas. I said, and but he wasn't that much interested to go to more than just the one. And then there's three actually. The general one, and then he graduated from the College of Engineering, I believe it's called. And then there's a Hispanic, the Latino one. So there's three, and he's just gonna go to the College of Engineering, I think it's called. So anyhow, that's gonna take place on Saturday evening, 7:30. But we'll still have the family the whole day Saturday, and then the whole day Sunday. So we'll be together. We'll have company. We'll have a lot of fun, eating, chatting, laughing, and listening to music, of course.
well, congratulations to the parents also.
Thank you, thank you. So Irma, I wanted to ask you. You and I were both at the. Wait a minute. Yeah, we were both at two events. The one on with Met on the Metro Club. Tell us what that was, and at the same time, I'll be showing some pictures. And what was your experience like at that event? I thought it was great, but why don't you just give us a recap, and I'll show pictures if you don't mind.
Phoenix College had a reunion, and it was a Mecha reunion and it was a staff reunion of retirees. And they had wanted to do this prior to COVID, and I guess it fell through. So then they decided to do it now. One of the things I thought which was really important is prior to COVID, they would have fundraisers to raise money for the kids in Mecha to be able to attend conferences. And they used to have small fundraisers, and because of COVID and since COVID, they were not able to raise hardly any funds. So these students that you normally go to conferencias were not able to fund those trips. So they
Hmm.
had decided to do a Mecha reunion and combine it with retirees that had worked within the school. And they wanted to be able to recognize some of the Mecha sponsors, past sponsors like Elsa Avila and Pete Demas. It was a magnificent event. I was there taking pictures, and every time I turned around, somebody was hugging somebody and saying, I
Hmm.
haven't seen you in so long. And It was just a really nice fundraising event. And following that, in the evening, there was a mariachi festival, and they brought in, I believe, 7 different groups to perform. And that was really, really nice. It was like a room full of hidden talent.
Right.
And you could hear people singing in the background or
Yes.
tapping their feet. And that was a really good event, also.
And I probably will be getting ahead of myself in what I would like to announce, but I'm planning an event in June, June 1st. And the first mariachi, the little ones, from I think elementary school.
Tolleson.
Yes. And I
Los
am thinking I am
Tigres de Tolleson.
Los Tigres. And I want to find a way to reach out to whoever I need to see if they can go and play for an hour at our event in June. I just thought that would make the event so special. So hopefully I'll be able to make it more than they will be able to make it. I'm sure they're busy, but we'll give it a shot at June 1st in Peoria. We'll try to ask them if they can play for us.
The contact person would probably be Ephraim Casillas. He's the
Perfect.
one that conducts it, and he has done really well with these.
Yes, it was impressive to say the least. I was there as well, and I agree totally with what you said. It was a great first event because they did warn us that it was only the first and that it was going to continue. They said that they had over 600 people at the auditorium at the concert. To me, that was very, very impressive.
I believe it.
Yeah,
I was way up in front, so I couldn't see behind me, but
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
believe it. I did glance back, and it did look like it was jam packed, and it was sold out.
Yeah. And moving to the next event, Irma, I was very surprised. We had a little over 100 attendees to the Post 41. I called it a breakfast and learn. We serve pozole, menudo, burritos de chorizo with coffee, bread. It was just an amazing event. And we invited this gentleman, Pedro Iñiguez, who happens to be an ex-member of a very famous group called Los Freddy's. He was also a member of Los Tucas, which were popular but not as Freddy's. And we had about 25 people from those that follow us on radio in Spanish, and some 75 from the Post. And I was so amazed at how impressed the Post folks were. Again, what was your impression about that event?
Well, when I first saw the title Música Romántica, I thought, oh, well, this is interesting. I'd like to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was going to be more like a lecture. I didn't know that he was going to be playing. And I wrote on my write up when I was writing about it, it was like watching Ed Sullivan when he used to have the one man band.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, he had an accordion, he had a keyboard, and he had the computer with other instruments. And it was just so good. And he had a comedy part to himself too. So not only were you entertained by the music, but you were entertained by him himself. He was funny. And as he gave background about the music, it's like, oh, it was such good music. And then he invited people up to dance. I could see some people singing, and it was just really a special event.
Definitely was. I was a little bit, this had the more, how can I say this? The Spanish prefer, if you will, more Mexican, maybe the newcomers to the country, not necessarily those born here, in mind. And I was so pleasantly surprised that we got all kinds of people from different, if you will, those that are new to the country, those that are first, second, third, fourth generation. And his music is obviously that the Mexicans in the 60s, 70s enjoy. I am one of them. I literally, while I fell in love with my wife, those musics were just part of it. And I was surprised of how those that have been maybe first, second, third generation also enjoy this kind of music. It was just amazing. As someone put it, I think Anita Ritter told us that somebody says, "Yeah, Anita, but I don't understand Spanish." I says, "Well, you don't need to." No, no, actually, Anita told that person, "No, this is gonna be in Spanish," and that person replied, "So you don't need music has no
It,
language, you know."
it's
So
international. Music is
yes,
international.
yes. So some folks were asking me, when are you gonna have him again, and this and that. Most likely we will. Pedro Iñiguez is his name. You can look him up on YouTube and Facebook. If you look him up on Facebook, because of maybe the name was already taken, so he used double Z at the end, double Z. Anyway, we did have these two events. They were just great, and those are the sort of events that we put together. And we more are coming, Irma. More are coming. I think I got rid of you. Hold on, there you are. And I would like to just briefly, anything new, anything else that we need to know in Latino USA? Is it? I understand it's up and running.
It's up and running. I want to remind people that we have an app. An
Hmm.
app you can download on Google Play or your Apple Store and look for Latino USA, and you're going to catch a lot of our interviews. You can also go on the computer and do www.latinousa.live. That's another way to access us. And we still have our other platforms on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram. So you can find us in many different places.
Definitely. I have been watching Jesus Hernandez's videos. There's just something about Jesus Hernandez. He's unique, and he puts in that little pachuco, zoot zoot era kind of wording and tune to his voice. And it's
I
just
was going to
fun
say
watch.
it's his voice. He has the TV or the radio voice, and it's like when he speaks, people stop and they listen.
The actor Almost, what is his first name?
Edward James Olmos,
Yes, he kind of resembles that voice when I hear
kind
him.
of a raspy voice.
Yes, it's fun. It's fun and entertaining. He's doing videos on the platform. Jesus Hernandez, a good man, and I'm glad that he's part of the Arizona Barrio Stories Latino USA TV team. So that's really good to see him there. I'm sure you like him being there.
Yes, I do.
Perfect. Well, let's just end the show but now without announcing a couple of events that AARP is going to be offering. The first one is June 1st in Peoria. It's going to be a lunch and learn with Dr. Pete Dimas. He's going to be covering West Valley history, Mexican American West Valley history. Stay tuned. More to come. The link to register, etc. But just can start spreading the word. I mean, doesn't hurt to start early. And then we are also planning a painting event in July. That's in the works. Most likely in or at Post 41. Anything else for the good of the order, Irma, that you want to add?
I just want to mention, and you and I had kind of talked about it, is everybody has a story. Do not be afraid to tell your story. It might be a funny story, it might be a sad story, but do not hesitate to tell us your story.
Perfect. Thank you, Irma. We'll see you next time. Thanks everyone who joined our show. Take care.
Abrazos.